It's Week 13 of the NFL, and we'll see this team's superstar tight end. He's been a target machine each week, 5th in the league in receptions. This should be a good one to watch.
It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they're still in the midst of a good stretch here. Winners of 7 of the last 9 games. On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss. Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free. The numbers for him from a week ago: 10 catches, 92 yards. And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Baker, and able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll get this to Baker. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 3rd down and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
And we saw that advantage right there. And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through 1 tackle. Gosh, he winds up getting 8 there. They'll keep it on the ground. Baker. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
A loss of a yard on the play. It's now 3rd down and 4.
He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 5-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary?
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. This from 25 yards out. And his kick is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3.
All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 24-yard line.
Off play action. Winters. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fault. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. He'll take it at the 42. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The home team's offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And he's been one of the most consistent pieces of their offense all year long, no doubt. Shouldn't be much of a surprise then to see him among the league leaders in rushing here late in the season.
Wide open receiver, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So now for the second time already here in this quarter, on comes the field goal unit. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
6-0 our score after one. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 and 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving the guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
Back to throw. Winters. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Baker, and he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll look to throw.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Up the middle they go. Baker. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 46-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Baker, a swift move and then tackled just on the other side of midfield. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. On first down, it's Baker. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Baker. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. And this one a 41-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's building his case for MVP consideration with each passing week. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes as we move into the back half of the season.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Operating from the gun, Winters.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I'll tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back to throw now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. And on now is the punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think they get back in balance. It'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Winters over the middle, complete. It's Patrick. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And that one good for 16 yards and a first. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Martin. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Martin. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Number 84. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
No touchdowns for them in the first half, but their defense kept them in this ball game. So now maybe this can loosen them up a little because they played tight so far. And they get right back in it with a touchdown run.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
They'll keep it on the ground. Baker. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
69 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Baker. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quick.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Up the middle they go. It's Baker. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. 2nd and 15. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Throwing to start the drive. Winters eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Winters. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot, and he's have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Winters. And Martin's got it, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun. Winters, he'll get this one to Patrick. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. Winters.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Off the play fake. Winters. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Now a handoff running through the middle. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to throw. Winters. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The end result, 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7.
Operating from the gun. Winters. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And going to the books is a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down. Winters looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Martin. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken the lead.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is up to 5. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
He'll drop to throw.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted.
And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Winters.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Operating from the gun, Winters.
And that one behind his receiver and incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down 14-9, 1:45 to play. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score.
He'll get this to Baker.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
And that's going to be incomplete.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
He's going to take another shot here. Touchdown! A big play there. 47 yards. And his guys are going to retake the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
He's got his man on the out route. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
He's back to throw, and it's incomplete.
This definitely four-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here.
Back to throw.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
All three timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Martin. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And it's complete to Martin. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll look to throw.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
They've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
That's to his running back, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the home team here, the win is their 8th on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.